Today I will discuss administrative management theory, one of the most famous theories in the traditional school of thoughts, managing school of thoughts. I am Dr. Pushpalata, working as professor in Department of Management, Aurora's PG College, Ramantapur, Hyderabad. Coming to administrative management, it is a process of managing information through people. In the scientific management, the focus was on that the labor productivity have to be increased for getting the profits for an organization. The labor also have to be related with scientific concepts and scientific engineering have to be done. And we have seen that several motion studies, time studies, or work studies were been evolved in the scientific management thought. But over a period of time, when competition have more increased, when industrialization was been seen in a challenging phase, the concept of the management have shifted from scientific management to administrative management. So here they were telling that rather than focusing on not only the labor productivity, it should always be also through people, where some rules have to be identified, some rules have to be laid, some discipline have to be maintained, some coordination have to be taken place, and effective working of the organization should be through the people. So this administrative theory was been more famous, and there were so many theories who have contributed their contributions to the classical school of administrative management. One of the famous theory was Henry Fayol. He was been considered as the father of administrative management. Then we also know MP Follett, Chester Bernard, Max Weber, who have prescribed bureaucratic theory, have also contributed their principles to the administrative management. So, as I discussed, scientific management was been focusing on productivity at the shop floor level, while administrative management they have focused on the management processes and principles of the entire organization. So let us go into detail. Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol was born in the year 1841. He was a French management theorist, and he was one of the most influential contributors to modern concepts of management. He was being described as father of modern operational management theory. And he's at 19 years old. He has started his own mining company. Ultimately, he was acting as its managing director. See, friends, here we have to remember some theories, as well as we have to always remember the names whoever have given the theories, as well as the history of the person, because sometimes in the match the following, whenever you are preparing for a UGC NET examination or any of the competitive examinations, sometimes they may ask you the based on the history also, because Henry Fayol, it is where you know, but if at all I ask who is a French management theorist, you may not know. So to confuse us, there are sometimes questions wherein we to also remember the history and background of that particular management philosopher. So basically, when we talk about administrative management, Fayol has told that he have divided the industrial organization into 6 groups, because he told that scientific management now have to be seen from administrative perspective. He have identified some activities, and that activities have been grouped into 6 areas. One is technical, that was completely related to production. That's what we tell now, production management or operation research. Coming to commercial, it was been buying, selling and exchange, and now we are talking that as marketing perspective. Financial, search for capital and its optimum use. That's what we are telling now, financial management. Security, protection of property and person. So we are talking about controlling now, because we have to see that whether we are being secured or not, whether there is a gap or what we are doing for security. Coming to accounting, in finance, we have also included accounting. In accounting, we analyze the statements, we try to involve some statistical data. And another aspect is managerial. The last aspect is managerial. So in the managerial aspects, we try to plan, organize, command, coordination, and control. So you imagine in 1900s also we have been Fayol has beautifully categorized the activities into six different activities, and each and every activity that we have been following now. So he pointed out that these activities exist in business of every size. So whether you talk about a small size business or medium sized business or large scale business, definitely every organization is been organizing their activities in these six groups. So Fayol's approach, coming to Fayol's approach, Fayol has divided his approach of studying the management into three parts. Remember this, we always feel that Fayol's principles are only the general principles of management. This is also one thing you have to remember. Fayol has divided his approach into three parts. He has concentrated that the first requirement is managerial qualities and training. The second is general principles of management, and third is elements of management. Coming to managerial qualities and training, here, if at all you are being an administrator, if at all you are looking out of the organization, the activities of the organization, you are supposed to possess some qualities as a manager. So he was the first person to identify the qualities required in manager. According to him, he told that a manager should be physically fit, mentally fit, physical because he have to work for long hours. He should be healthy and vigor. He should have a capability of judgment, and that's what we talk about decision making skills. So he should possess mental ability, moral, firmness, initiative, loyalty, and dignity, and that's what we tell now ethical, educational, general awareness. Whenever you are being good at decision making, some educational background will help you in better decision making. So he tells that we have to have, he should have some educational qualifications, technical. Definitely, whenever you are talking about no ground area or administrative area, it is also required that technical skills also have to be. He have to have an idea and experience. Experience arises from work. Over a period of time, you can see, the ability of the worker is being increased over a period of time. So he tells that out of these six aspects, the most and more important aspect that is more important for any of the worker is technical ability, because technical ability will make him more specialized and more productive in his aspects. Coming to the second element, as you all know, principles of management. So we all know that Fayol has given 14 principles of management. So whenever he was been giving 14 principles, he suggested two things. He told that whatever the 14 principles he has suggested are not exhaustive. That is, they are not final. They are only suggestive. That is, whenever you are taking consideration of any of these principles, it's not compulsion that all the 14 principles have to be applicable in all the situations. It is only suggestive. Principles of management are not rigid but flexible. Sometimes, according to the situations, the principles of management should be flexible and they are not rigid. So, let us go with an overview of the 14 principles that have been prescribed by Fayol. Division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individual interest to general interest, remuneration of personnel, centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure, initiative, and spirit decops. Coming to the principles in detail, division of work. Specializing encourages continuous improvement. So here, whenever we are trying to divide the work, We have to see that according to the appropriate skills or according to the specialization, you try to allocate the work so that they can develop and improve whatever they are into and new methods can come out. Authority. Authority is what? The right to give orders and the power to exact obedience. Whenever a top manager is there, he is being authoritative to his subordinate. He is giving the instructions to the subordinates and he is having the power to correct him. Discipline. All the workers, whoever are working, they must not void the rules. They should not avoid the rules. They have to respect the rules whatever they are, and they have to respect the top management words. So that is discipline. Unity of command. Each employee has one and only boss. Suppose there is an example wherein you are in a team and there are four team leaders. Can you work efficiently in a team? Because every team leader will have his own decision making and he will try to convince you that you have to go in that part. So how the team runs on. So here it is more important that there should be only one boss. Unity of direction. A single mind generates a single plan and all plan their part in that plan. So here unity of direction. Everyone have to see that they are going in a same direction, otherwise we cannot reach our goals. Subordination of individual interests. So here whenever you are at work, try to see that you are focusing on the organizational goals only, not your individual interests. Right, I am at work and I am thinking that I have to cook at my home. So this is a contradiction or a role conflict. So here it is more important that individual interest whenever at work, only work things should be pursued or thought about. Remuneration. We all work for remuneration. So definitely employees have to receive fair payment for services, not what the company can get away with. Centralization. Centralization means what? Decisions have to be made from top. There should be one sole authority who is taking the decision making, and that particular, that is what? Central level of we have parliament, we have ministers, central level of ministers, whatever the decision makings are there, they are made at the central level and we are trying to follow. So that is more important. Scalar chain. Scalar chain is what? The line of authority. That is, it is telling that the chain, how the command has been given from top to bottom. Right, so let us re- then we are having equity, stability of tenure. That is where that is where we have to see that we are been working in with a great level of commitment in the organization. Order. Order is we have to receive the orders from the top level and we are been following. Initiative. Initiative is what? We are trying to take some initiative and always be initiative. We are trying to reach our goals fast. S, subordination, as we have discussed. E is equity. That is, um, you have to get an equitable decision making. Esprit de corps. Teamwork here will be a successful mantra for the organization. So if at all I have to remember this, all the 14 principles, I may not remember. Sometimes I may miss. So I just have made a mnemonic. Mnemonics means what? The longer aspects are processed into short form. So if at all you try to focus on mnemonics, then you may remember more and more aspects or more and more processes. So here I have given that UC USSR. Oh, I see. So remember this phrase, Dad, UC USSR. Oh, I see. Now Russia has come out with an vaccine. So you remember, right? Russia has been also termed as USSR. Right? So dad, you see, USSR. Oh, I see. So that is D, division of work. A, authority. D, discipline. U, unity of command. C, centralization. U, unity of direction. Like this. You just remember a small phrase. Dad, you see, USSR. Okay. Oh, I see. Then the third was the elements and functions of management. He told that There should be five elements that have to be considered in the management. One is planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling. So, what is planning? Planning is whatever we are forecasting for future decisions. Organizing is we are trying to coordinate man, machine, material for the completion of tasks. Commanding, directing the activities of subordinates through two-way communication. As I told, flow of communication is very, very important in the organization for effective running of the organization. Coordinating, arranging and integrating group efforts towards unity of action. As I told, we have to always follow one order and we have to follow in a unique way. So coordinating is more important. How you try to integrate your group efforts towards unity of action. Controlling, ensuring actual activities are according to the plan set. So as I told yesterday also, controlling is wherein we are trying to identify the actuals and compare it with the standards or the planning activities that already we have done for future course of action. Then we are trying to identify the gaps and we are able to correct ourselves. So elements or functions of the management POCCC. Remember the mnemonic POCCC as five elements of FAOL. They may ask you FAOL's five elements of management, the sequence they may ask, or otherwise the types they may ask, right? So you have to be very familiar with this terminology. Thank you for watching my video on administrative management theory. If at all you are liking my video, you try to like and subscribe for my channel.